The first half of the Minecraft Adventure Update has been released, and we've got all the information for each change to keep you up to date in an entirely new version of Beta 1.8. It has definitely been a while since Minecraft Beta 1.8 was announced to be released, and since then people have got their hands on the 1.8 beta pre-release. However, we cannot just spoil all the thrills by spilling the news on the pre-release. So without further ado, let's dive into one of the biggest updates in Minecraft history, Minecraft Beta 1.8. So buckle up and enjoy the tour. To begin with, we will talk about the new survival mode. In survival mode, players are given the chance to experience how it is to actually survive in real life. Well, sort of. As well as gain rewards on the way. The new survival mode introduces a lot of great new features that may lead you to jump out of your chair. With new monsters such as the Endermen and Silverfish, players can really get a taste of how scary it is to go out at night. You have the choice to play between peaceful, easy, normal, and hard. Next, Mojang decided to add a new mode for single player called Creative Mode. Simply create a new world and select Creative Mode as your option. This mode was introduced in the multiplayer portion of Minecraft, and now we can play it in the single player mode of the game. This allows players to build massive structures, say maybe a Star Trek Enterprise full-size model. Of course, we have the same great qualities of Creative Mode multiplayer, just without the grouping and a lot cleaner interface. Creative Mode is a great way to learn how to play the game and leisurely build away with anything you want. Then if you want, you can even import it into your multiplayer server for some more fun. Of course, what is an adventure update without a reward system? Now we have experience. The highly talked about experience bar is, well, first of all, let's get it out the way. We just have to say that so far, experience points serve no purpose at the moment. And while Mojang is busy working to make it usable, so far it's just a bar with some green jelly. But of course, this sets the stage for some adventuring later on and probably leveling up and things like that. So I'm sure that we will not be disappointed when the update comes out addressing that issue. A big update comes with the combat system. The face of combat has changed from how we once knew it. Critical hits, blocking, and sprinting can change the way we do combat entirely. At the moment, a critical hit can be scored by slashing out at a mob while in mid-jump, and players will see a little dust-like animation like stars, etc. spawn from the mob while delivering the blow, confirming that a critical hit was scored on it. Blocking is achieved by holding down the right click when any type of sword is selected, allowing players to try to deflect or minimize the damage from an enemy attack. While blocking, movement is restricted to a slow walk. Sprinting allows players to travel at twice the normal rate of speed, but it does take food to gain its potential. So the armor bar has been released with the hunger bar in place of it. As good as melee combat is, we can't forget about distance strikes. The bow has received many changes in the Minecraft Adventure Update, functionality entirely different than it was before. Instead of rapidly clicking the mouse to fire repeatedly, holding down the fire key will allow the bow to launch power shots. Hold down left click to charge up the arrow, and then release as you see fit. The longer the button is held down, the further and straighter the arrow will fly, dealing more damage to the enemy in question if it hits. If a fully charged arrow strikes a mob, the arrow will actually protrude from their bodies as they move about, presuming if they didn't die, which marks the first time a mob is graphically affected by an attack from the player. Bows also have new animations stretching as the player charges the shots. Well, I hope you're hungry because 1.8 is supposed to be an adventure update, and so the new hunger bar makes sure players can't just stay in their house all day for fear that a creeper managed to stay out in the daytime. When the hunger bar is full, health will slowly regenerate. If your character is completely idle, the hunger bar will not deplete, allowing users to go AFK if needed. If your hunger bar drops below 1 food level, health will gradually decline and players will have to find more food before starvation kicks in. For those players on peaceful, the settings have been changed so that starvation never occurs. So of course, you'll only starve if you're on easy, normal, or hard mode. Digging, chopping, and sprinting all eat up your hunger bar faster than normal. A highly anticipated update are the new mobs. With an update focusing on rewarding players who explore in tandem with an updated combat system, it only made sense to include new creatures to freak you out. Silverfish. Silverfish are very rare, but players will certainly know when breaking them loose while mining. Each time a stone block is mined, there's a very small chance of uncovering a horde of silverfish, which will lead towards the player in a quick and tight-knit line of bugs. They have no special traits other than attacking you in a straight line, but they are guaranteed to surprise many unwary miners. Reportedly, they can also spawn in the wild on occasion. So keep an eye out for them. They are creepier than creepers. Endermen. The terrifying, awkward-looking new Minecraft mob, the Endermen, have been a much-discussed addition to the game. Based off the old Slenderman urban legend, the creatures are long, black entities which give off smoke with extremely long arms. They passively pick up blocks here and there until you stare at them. As soon as you break eye contact, the Enderman will turn extremely aggressive, teleporting multiple times to reach to the onlooking player, if necessary, and even teleporting behind them at times. An Enderman attack will hit for 2.5 blocks of damage, a painful blow enabled by their long arms that can hit at a range of 2 blocks, about twice of that of a zombie. Hopping into water is a good defensive idea if you can't hit them, as water will literally burn Endermen like a lava pit, causing 1 heart of damage per second to them. A quick way to prevent an Enderman surprise attack is also to wear a pumpkin on your head. For some reason it tames them and they will not attack you. Another mob, probably the last mob we'll talk about today, is blue spiders. You thought you were done with spiders? Our old friend now has a blue cousin who will only spawn in abandoned mine shafts and random dungeons for the time being. They're much smaller than regular spiders, making it hard to see them and hide from them as well. The entire ecosystem of Minecraft also has changed. New domestic creatures now live in an entirely new system of landscapes. You'll probably find sheep on top of a mountain, which range from larger biomes to completely new biome types. Strongholds will only spawn once per map and are much larger than any dungeons. Strongholds have multiple levels and floors, even including iron doors and ruins inside them. It will definitely take some time to explore a stronghold, sheerly due to their size. It's just impossible to finish them in about 15 minutes. Above ground, a stronghold is recognizable by stone ruins that at one point would have been an impressive structure. When located, it's the player's choice whether or not to face the dangers that await below. Rumor has it that in a future update, boss mobs will await you there. Abandoned mine shafts are also, at the very least, more tame than a stronghold. Featuring tracks and old pathways deep underground, there's a chance of discovering good materials down there. Just beware that blue spiders will have taken a liking to the mine shaft and will probably have to be fought off as a prize for exploring the dark pathways. Don't be shocked if you walk into a well-designed town complete with crops. NPC villages are one of the biggest plans for the adventure update and will spawn in random locations all throughout the world. For the time being, no NPCs will actually inhabit these villages, so feel free to loot the town or make it your own, if you so feel. Time to cover new materials and items. Glass. Something helpful. If you're tired of glass blocks taking up an entire block, well, Mojang thought it was pretty wasteful too. You can now spawn glass panes. The panes are approximately 1/5 of the size of the glass block itself and allows for proper window sizings to be placed. It actually looks like a window. In addition to that, they spawn like fences, and it wasn't achievable using full blocks, and for the moment panes can be broken up and reused, though it will likely be changed to match that of the full block. What a bummer. Iron bars. Iron bars function exactly the same as fences, and they're just as strong as a wood fence, so it's just for looks. These can be seen in places such as strongholds and are just as easy to make as fences, they just require more materials. New blocks such as stone bricks have also been introduced. There are 3 new different types of brick materials that can be crafted in Minecraft. There is a regular variant, a cracked variant, a moss-covered variant, though how to spawn each different type is still in the question at the moment. Brick stairs. With bricks becoming more prevalent in the Minecraft universe, it makes sense that stairs should be craftable out of the material. The stairs can be made out of red or gray brick and will be crafted like any other stair system. Another cool addition is ivy. Instead of having to place that grass or that leaf block, you can now place ivy on the sides of walls, where it will droop down and essentially grow like a moss-like substance. It gives a fantastic look to certain materials when it wraps itself alongside them. They can be found in the wild, though it's unconfirmed at what speed they will grow once placed by the player elsewhere. Other adventure updates include farming and new crops. Farming was also one of Notch's biggest focuses on the Minecraft Adventure Update, and will be much more useful than it previously has been. The most notable changes have been the addition of watermelons, pumpkins, and the system which animals now spawn. Melons can be sliced into individual pieces once the full-grown fruit is harvested from the crop, similar to a cake. Melon seeds also have a chance of being collected when harvesting a full watermelon. During their early stages, watermelon crop will appear to be white-yellow fruit, followed by more and more tinges of green as the crop nears maturation. Most notably, watermelons can be grown alongside vines when seeds are placed around it, and will spread along the ground to maximum size. pumpkins function just like watermelons. Now, pumpkins were already added before, but this time they grow differently. Of course, we can't say pumpkins are a new addition because they have been added before. We can tell you, though, that it has changed in the way they grow. And now you have pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds will also drop from harvesting pumpkins, allowing for the planting of the new crop elsewhere. Though there aren't any cooking recipes for pumpkins thus far, wearing one in your head will prevent an Enderman from attacking you as the pumpkin breaks your stare. Passive animals. Though the idea of keeping animals on a farm hasn't matured yet on this update, animals indeed do functions very differently. The first thing you'll notice is that they pick more intelligent routes of escaping when you hit them, sometimes causing a decent chase to occur. Cows now drop a random amount of raw beef, which can be cooked and consumed for health, alongside their usual drop of leather. Killing a chicken will now also give you a raw chicken food item, which should be always cooked before being eaten. If not, there is a chance the chicken will poison you. Hey, you were warned about raw chicken. Pigs also received a new update, and in their new in-game model, they now possess a 3D snout which wasn't there before. All raw food items are now stackable, allowing for massive amounts of food to be conveniently collected and presumably cooked when needed. Geographically, new biomes have been added as well. Biomes themselves are set to be much larger in the adventure update, allowing for massive forests and deserts like never before. Rivers now flow through multiple biomes, creating a beautifully intertwined world that brings more realism and beauty into the game. The biomes also mesh into each other more gradually so that there won't be any awkward desert into Arctic biome mix anymore. There are two new biomes, the mountainous and the ocean biomes. The mountainous biomes are exactly as described, with extremely uneven terrain, and they're very inconvenient to walk across. Ocean biomes, however, on the other hand, are just all about huge amounts of water separating the land, and you should be considered large enough that when you try to swim them, it's not a very good idea. Just be thankful Notch hasn't added any aggressive water mob or sea monster yet, so if you do decide to take the plunge, unleash the Kraken. There are also two other rumored biomes, swamp and giant mushroom forests, but they've been completely unconfirmed in the pre-release. I haven't managed to find an actual giant mushroom forest yet, but I'll keep you updated if I do. As for music, C418, the man who's been working on the music of Minecraft and creating sounds since the early days of the game's development, has come up with several new and modified sounds for the 1.8 build. Most interestingly enough, the new skeleton is self-describably more horrifying, and new movement sounds on things like grass, gravel, sand, and stone have been confirmed. The sound gives a fresh feel to what is undoubtedly the biggest update for Minecraft yet. Another cool thing that they've added, I'm sure you noticed that if you're going to use a chest, you may be surprised on how the lid pops on and off when using it. Notch has implemented some really nice animations to smooth the game over, including how players must now hold down right-click to eat food now, causing the character to chow down for a few seconds. So what's in it for the Minecraft 1.9 update? Of course, the adventure update has been split into two halves, 1.8 and 1.9, and there are several important pieces left out for now, and the NPC villages will probably be populated by actual characters in the next adventure update, and trading with these inhabitants should be on the menu. Likewise, attacking a town will probably yield an aggressive response from the town as a whole, so watch out when griefing poor NPCs. Boss mobs have also been talked about and at some point may be added to places like Strongholds, which will only spawn once per map so far. Nothing has been revealed about what they're thinking about using as a boss mob, but players should probably never go into a fight without one. Without a diamond sword when they're released into the game. Creeper queens don't go down easy or something like that. The changes to Minecraft in this update are off the charts and will throw in a lot of surprises gamers will not be expecting. We hope you enjoyed this tour and learned a lot. I know I did. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and until next time, this is Lightcast Studios, and thanks for watching.